to realize our need for God, to make time to spend alone time with Him, that we wouldn't need a priest or a preacher because God gave us a Savior, that gave us access to a Father, that when we submit to a process, not of our making, but of His, we can be initiated as men into true masculinity, that we can be led by Him so we learn how to lead, that we can be loved by Him so we learn how to love. This is Ponds and Beavers.
Hey guys, man, where to start? Something God was kind of speaking to me today about was something He actually told me years ago, that to be a lion means submitting to Him. And how He said it was really simple. It was this. It was, we were created to be sheep before Him, before God, but lions before men. And you know, it's kind of funny because that was years ago. He showed me that, and you know, I'll watch YouTube videos, or I'll watch, watch a video, or hear guys speak, and man, I hear this come up a lot, and it's interesting to me that it would be on our minds a lot as guys, basically wanting to be lions, right? It reminds me of the movie Robin Hood with Russell Crowe, and you know, I forget the quote, but basically it's kind of similar to that. Of course, you know, it kind of leaves the whole God part out, but man, it's on our minds a lot, and I guess you could say it from the other perspective of who wants to be a sheep. You know, even a cowardly man would deny that he's really a sheep. It's just not in our blood. It's not in our nature to want to voluntarily at least agree to being a sheep, or agree to, you know, much less being called a sheep, being accused of being a sheep. And man, that really changed. It really helped, and God used that to father me in a way that I needed to be fathered, and because in my early 20s, I was doing what most guys do throughout their whole life, throughout their whole adult life, and thankfully God kind of helped really rescue me from that and save me, and really freed me from the bondage that comes from what the world says is a lion. The world gives this illusion of a lion, but it's an imposter. And again, we are sheep, whether we like it or not, and because we're sheep, we succumb to this illusion. We agree to it. And really what we're agreeing to is continuing to be sheep. Isn't that ironic? We're agreeing to say, I'm a sheep and I'm okay with it. The only way we will agree to that, and this is the devil, this is how tricky the enemy can be, we'll agree to that because we're being tricked into it. It's a clause at the end of that contract. You know, there's the fine print that says this actually doesn't turn you into a lion. You're not actually a lion. You're actually more of a sheep than you were before. You're more helpless. You're more vulnerable. You're more dumb and susceptible to being, you know, manipulated, in your beliefs and whatnot. And man, I love how God worded that to me, because He made it so clear and so simple that, son, if you really want to be a lion, learn how to be a sheep. But what I love is that God's not asking us to be sheep before men. And I love that differentiation between that. What He's asking is for our devotion, for our commitment to Him, and our obedience and submissiveness to Him. That's being the sheep before God. We are dumb compared to what God knows, right? We are helpless and vulnerable compared to who God is, the strength that He has, the kind of love. I mean, what kind of love would forgive us over and over and over? What kind of mercy would be new every day? That's a lion's love. That's what they call lion's share. That's a lion's share, right? In that relationship, in this partnership with God that I hope you have, that I have, in this partnership, he's the lion and we're the sheep. But everything changes whenever we learn how to be sheep before God, because what we're doing is, as we submit to God and as we give him our life and devote every choice, letting him direct us, where our life heads, what it ends up looking like, he turns us from sheep to lions before men. That's the difference. And again, it's funny how much I hear that come up in topics and conversations. And so we know deep down as men that we were meant to be lions. But what we lack is the path that leads us to actually being lions. Because again, the world will give us a path that claims it leads to us becoming a lion, and it's false. We become imposters of what a lion should be. And so we're actually not a lion at all. I mean, what guy doesn't want to be a lion for his family, a lion for the world and against the evil in this world, right? You look around in this world right now, what the world doesn't need is more sheep, right? What the world needs are lions. I don't mean really muscular guys that carry a pistol everywhere they go, that go to the gym 4 times a week and eat healthy and do this and that, or their heads in books and they're learning, knowledge of information, and no. Being a lion has nothing to do with on the outward, has nothing to do with the brain and the body. It has to do with the heart. Being a lion at heart. That's what makes a man a lion or not. I've seen a lot of strong men as weak as sheep. I've seen plenty of what the world would call lions, and they're a far cry from anything heroic or courageous. Right? They're actually scared little boys inside, and they're just trying to cover it up by going to the gym, by eating healthy, by worried about all these physical, tangible, big issues in their head, because the world has convinced them to just get hung up and become obsessed and idolize and worship the things of our body and our flesh. And what did Jesus himself say? Where's the problem? It lies in the heart. Before we ever actively sin on the outside, we've already sinned in our heart. That's the culprit. That's the problem. The coward within us, the sheep within us, needs to be broken and submitted to something higher and stronger. And something set apart far above where we are, where we fall short, where we're limited by. So guys, I'll say it again. You want to be a lion, learn how to be a sheep before God. And let go of this whole, I want to be a lion and this is how it's going to look. My 5-step plan to lionhood. No, that's the world. Get rich quick schemes. Well, take the rich out, and it's just shortcut schemes. The world has plenty of them. And it blows my mind how God is the opposite of that. When you are really following God, there is no shortcut. There is only hard and enduring pain. But what does God promise? Enduring pain builds character of heart, makes a lion out of a man. And it's that simple, guys. That's it. So, like I always say, make time to get away, get alone with God. And here's why that's so important. Because how are you going to know the very one who will make a lion of you if you're not making time to get away and getting alone with your Creator, with your Father, letting Him father you and initiate you into true masculinity, true manhood? How are you going to become that lion if you can't even submit to the one who can turn you into a lion? You're going to stay a sheep. And sorry to break it to you, actually I'm not sorry. If you're not doing that and you're not submitted to God and you're not surrendered to Him, you are a sheep. That means that your focus is elsewhere. That means that your focus is that of a sheep, not of a lion. All right, and that's it. So guys, make time to get away, get alone with God. All right, see ya.